What do you see as the top 3 or 5 issues facing the state? And we'll start with you, Jim.
Well, speaking on behalf of Rob, I think that the 4 issues that he's been talking about are the same 4 issues that the voters have been telling us when we go door to door that are most important to them. You know, one is preserving public safety. If you look at what's going around, the budget in the state is just being cut. We have bare bones budgets. You know, we have all cuts budgets. Bell will talk, I'm sure, about how the impact of that is on the community college, because it's devastating. It's devastating to our schools. But one thing Rob has done in City Council is he's been able to work with the firefighters and work with the police unions and actually reform pensions, reduce the financial burden that the city is going to have in the future. And all at the same time while not cutting vital services. We walk precincts every day. You walk precincts every day. You know how it is. We walk from West Oakland to East Oakland, Fruitvale, 57 in the International, San Leandro, Bayport to Bay Farm. And the one thing people talk about is public safety. They want to make sure they have safe streets. The other thing they talk about is schools. Rob's been a fighter for education. He helped here in Alameda raise $84 million for Alameda Public Schools. His children are lead plaintiffs in the lawsuit, Robus-Wong lawsuit, to try and force the state to meet their requirements under the Constitution for funding education. And the third thing is jobs. You know, without jobs, we can't grow our economy, we can't grow our state. And Rob has a strong background in that. You just have to look down at Alameda Point. 9,000 new jobs will be created there once we get that development going. And the last thing, and I talked a little bit about this in the beginning, is preserving the social safety network. These cuts, you know, have to stop. We have to stop cutting in-home support services, healthcare for seniors. That just has to stop. And I'm sure when we have another question, we'll talk about what some of the solutions are, right?
So I got into this race because I had a student come to us at Peralta, and he came to give us his testimony. His name was Harold Woodard, and I'll never forget his story. He told us that he had dropped out of school, went to the Climates High School in West Oakland, and he had been in and out. School was never for him, is what he told us. It turns out that Harold ended up getting sent to jail because he was selling drugs. And the second time he was released, he came up to us at Merritt College. He said, just for the heck of it. He came up to Merritt College and took a test. And it turns out that Harold had a learning disability. At Peralta, we found that learning disability. We accommodated him. And the student ended up graduating with a 4.0 GPA out of Merritt College, became the valedictorian of his class, and he's now at the Haas School of Business at Berkeley. Education saves lives, and that's why I'm in this race. I'm in this race because students asked me to run for this race, not because I wanted to do this on my own. I had students that said, Abel, you need to fight for us. So education is my #1 priority. We need someone who's experienced in this area. I'm a financial advisor by trade. I have helped raise $2.2 billion for California school districts up in the state. #2 priority is healthcare. I think Obama's Affordable Care Act is underway. I think it's a good step. However, it doesn't get to the goal of making sure that everyone's covered. If we take insurance companies out of the equation, I think it's a sin that companies make excess profit on people getting sick. And so we need to fix that. #3, biggest issue is, of course, the budget. You can't get anything done without fixing the budget mess. Prop 13 is a key part of that. Right now, we have major corporations who aren't paying their fair share of taxes. And so we need to update that formula and do a split roll. I think if those are the things that we need to invest in California to get us back on the right track.